The following DIRECTV residential terms of service can be found on the DIRECTV website at directv.com/legal/directv-residential-terms-of-service. There will be a link below in the video's description. DIRECTV residential terms of service, effective as of October 29, 2024, until replaced. These terms apply to DIRECTV residential customers. If you purchased the DIRECTV stream experience without equipment, these terms do not apply to you. You can find the DIRECTV stream terms here at directv.com/stream-TOSE. You must accept these terms to access the service. If you do not accept these terms, please let us know right away, and we will help you cancel your order and service. If you cancel, the cancellation terms apply, which may include fees. For more information, please look at Section 4, Cancellation. Important. If you agree to these terms, then you agree to use arbitration on an individual basis to resolve disputes with us. This means you give up jury trials or class actions. For more information, please take a look at Section 13, Dispute Resolution. This also means your remedies may be limited in the event of a dispute with us. For more information, please take a look at Section 13, Dispute Resolution. By completing your order, you agree. A. You have read, understood, and agree to these terms. B. You agree that you are the legal age of majority. C. You have read, understood, and agree to the DIRECTV privacy policy. If you have leased equipment from us, the terms for leased equipment are in the Equipment Lease Agreement. The Equipment Lease Agreement governs your receipt, use, and return of leased equipment. This includes any applicable commitments related to leased equipment and the non-return fees. Section 1. Definitions. Account owner. The person who subscribes to the service and agrees to these terms. App means, other than equipment software, the DIRECTV provided software application for the service. This includes any updates. Bulk programming means DIRECTV authorized video, multimedia, and programming services which include pay-per-view service, cloud DVR services, etc., that are delivered in bulk to units at multi-dwelling unit buildings via the internet or via satellite. Examples of multi-dwelling unit buildings eligible for bulk programming are condominium complexes, apartment buildings, including both rental and cooperative apartments, private student housing, townhouse communities or master plan communities, with certain exceptions, located in the United States, single-family residential households or commercial establishments, as determined by DIRECTV, are not eligible for bulk programming. Content means the video programming we offer through the service, which includes transactional video on demand. DIRECTV, we, our, and us mean DIRECTV LLC, its current and future subsidiaries and affiliates and predecessors in interest, and their respective agents and successors. DIRECTV connected via Internet means the Internet-delivered digital entertainment programming services accessed via equipment. DIRECTV reserves the right to rebrand this. DIRECTV connected via satellite means the satellite-delivered digital entertainment programming services accessed via equipment. DIRECTV reserves the right to rebrand this. My Free DIRECTV means the Internet-delivered digital entertainment of free ad-supported television, fast, ad-supported video on demand, AVOD, and or free preview content programming services. DIRECTV consent for electronic delivery of disclosures means the agreement found at directv.com/CEDD. DIRECTV Equipment Lease Agreement, or Equipment Lease Agreement, means the agreement with the terms covering leased equipment found at directv.com/ELA, which is incorporated into this agreement for customers with leased equipment. DIRECTV Fee Schedule means the schedule describing fees that are not part of the package price found at directv.com/fees, which is incorporated into this agreement. DIRECTV Service or Service means DIRECTV connected via satellite and or DIRECTV connected via Internet, and or My Free DIRECTV entertainment programming services that allow you to access content. DVR function means a function of your service that allows you to record video content to local storage devices, DVR, or the cloud, CDVR, to be watched at a later time. DVR function not available for My Free DIRECTV customers. Equipment means leased equipment, owned equipment, or any other equipment provided by DIRECTV. Equipment software means any software that is preloaded, downloaded, or updated on any equipment and that is supplied by DIRECTV or on behalf of DIRECTV by third-party licensors. Home network means the residential, non-mobile internet network associated with the device you use to stream content. Leased equipment means the equipment you lease from DIRECTV. This may include, but is not limited to, Geminis, Gemini Airs, Genie Minis, access cards, DIRECTV receivers, including, but not limited to, the Genie and the Genie 2. Any other set-top box and/or associated remote controls and power cords. Device names may be rebranded from time to time. Owned equipment means equipment you purchased from DIRECTV. Owned equipment may include, as it applies to you, the receiving antenna dish, mounting hardware, and/or cabling acquired as part of your initial subscription to DIRECTV connected via satellite, and/or Geminis, and/or Gemini Airs that are not leased equipment, and/or any other equipment you own and use as part of your service. It includes devices you paid for in full and those purchased on an installment plan. Devices names may be rebranded from time to time. Payment method means a current, valid, and accepted means of payment. Software means the app and equipment software. Term commitment means the length of time you agree to keep your service. Terms means this agreement and hyperlinks within, titled the DIRECTV Residential Terms of Service. Third-party content and services means the products, the services, the websites, the advertisements, and the content from third parties who may include, but are not limited to, advertisers, publishers, and vendors. You and your mean an individual who is the account owner and/or authorized user receives equipment from DIRECTV and/or downloads or uses the service and/or the app on any device. It also includes any person or entity representing or represented by the account owner. Section 2. Content and Programming. Section 2A. Content. You can watch content as live television or on an on-demand basis. If you have DVR or CDVR functionality, you may also watch content that you have recorded using the DVR function. On-demand programming may have an additional charge. You may also have access to FAST and/or VODs channels at no charge. Section 2B. Eligible packages. You must subscribe to an eligible programming package before you can access content. After that, you may add other packages like premium movie services or sports subscriptions. These have their own rates and may have their own terms and conditions. Section 2C. Programming changes. We have the right to change, add, or remove our programming packages, their content, selections, prices, and any service we offer, including the technology used to deliver them. We will try to let you know of any changes within our reasonable control. In the event of a programming change, you have the right to cancel your service, either in part or entirely. If the change is within our control, we usually give you 30 days notice. If you cancel, then we may charge an early termination fee, and you might lose any general discounts you have received. For more information about canceling, please look at Section 4, Cancellation. DIRECTV in its sole discretion without advance notice or liability may immediately suspend or terminate the availability of FAST and/or VODs channels, in whole or in part, for any reason and without advance notice or liability. Section 2D. Service interruptions. Your service may be interrupted. We are not responsible for interruptions caused by events beyond our control. These could include, but are not limited to, events like acts of nature or power failures or the failure of third parties to deliver content. But if there is an interruption of a significant length of time and that is within our reasonable control, we may provide a fair adjustment if you ask. This is your only remedy and our only responsibility in these cases. Section 2E. Private viewing. You may only use the service and software for private and non-commercial use. This means you may not share the content with others in public places or in commercial establishments. This is true even if you do not charge a fee for others to watch the content. You may not rebroadcast, transmit, perform, or charge admission for viewing the content. Section 2F. Blackouts. Some programming, like sports events, may not be available in your local area. We do not content blackout restrictions. The sports leagues and other entities that own the applicable broadcast rights determine what the blackout restrictions are. Section 2G. Transactional on-demand content, TVOD. TVOD not available for my free DIRECTV customers. TVOD includes pay-per-view, PPV. When you buy or rent TVOD, you get a license to access the TVOD for a certain period of time. This license is available while you maintain your service to DIRECTV on the same account and is subject to the license period set by each content provider for each transaction. Your license to access TVOD is subject to any limitations imposed by any digital rights management technology used to protect the content. DIRECTV is not liable to you if TVOD becomes unavailable for purchase, download, rent, or streaming. When you buy or rent TVOD, then DIRECTV grants you a limited, non-exclusive, revocable, non-transferable license to access and use the TVOD. The license is solely for your private use. It is not for commercial or public use. This license does not allow you to copy, sell, rent, lease, distribute, broadcast, sublicense, transfer, or otherwise assign any portion of any TVOD and/or any rights or license associated with any TVOD. This includes, without limitation, any code or credentials that allow you to access any TVOD. Subject to these terms and any rental period limits, your purchased or rented TVOD will be available to watch on supported devices if you remain a DIRECTV customer in good standing. This is solely determined by DIRECTV. If your service is canceled or otherwise deactivated, then your access to all TVOD will be disabled. The price of TVOD may change at any time. We do not offer you price protection or refunds in the event of a decrease in price, whether through a promotional offering or otherwise. All TVOD you bought or rented through your supported device may be available to other users on the account associated with your service. DIRECTV connected via satellite customers are able to enjoy rented and bought content on any of your authorized and compatible DIRECTV equipment. DIRECTV connected via satellite and DIRECTV connected via internet customers can enjoy rented and bought content using the app on your registered devices as well. Content providers restrict the number of devices that can be used and the number of devices that can be concurrently used for such content. For example, for rented content, 2 concurrent streams may be permitted, while for bought content, 3 concurrent streams may be permitted. For information on the most recent limitations that apply, go to directv.com/support/internet/article/0000972250. DIRECTV connected via internet customers. You must have a payment method on your account in order to buy or rent TVOD. Section 2H. Ordering pay-per-view scheduled events and movies. Only DIRECTV connected via satellite customers have the option to order PPV scheduled events and movies for an added charge. When you order PPV, you will usually see the charges on your bill within 2 billing cycles as long as your equipment is connected via internet or landline. The number of PPV events or movies you can order in a month might be limited based on credit worthiness or for other reasons. If you record a PPV event that you ordered, you usually can watch it until you delete it. If you record a PPV movie that you order, you may only have a limited period of time, usually 30 days, to begin watching and another limited period of time, usually between 24 to 72 hours, to finish watching it. After that time, you can reorder and rewatch the movie as long as it remains available on your equipment. You may order PPV 4 different ways. 1. Using your remote control on your equipment. 2. On DIRECTV.com. 3. Over the automated phone system. Or 4. Ordering with an agent over the phone. If you chose to order with an agent over the phone, there is an extra fee for ordering PPV. For more information on the order assistance fee, look at the DIRECTV fee schedule. If you order using your remote, on DIRECTV.com, or on the automated phone system, then you can avoid paying this added fee. We reserve the right to cancel your account or restrict your ability to order PPV if you repeatedly cancel your PPV orders. Section 2I. DVR function. Your service may include DVR function. If it is included, you may see it as a charge on your bill that is credited back. If your service does not include it, you may purchase it separately. Please note that to use the DVR function, you will need equipment with DVR or CDVR capabilities. We do not guarantee that you can access or record specific content with the DVR function, and we do not guarantee how long the recorded content will be available for you to view via the DVR function. The content is the copyrighted material from third parties. Copyright laws and other applicable laws protect copyrighted material. We can give you the right to view the content, but we have to comply with the third party's terms regarding how we make the content available within our service to you. You may not reproduce, publish, broadcast, rewrite, or redistribute this content without written permission from the third parties, except as allowed under fair use, provisions of U.S. copyright laws, or similar provisions of foreign laws. DIRECTV is not liable to you or to anyone else for any content accessed or recorded via the DVR function. We also reserve the right to modify, add, or remove DVR function features or change the fee. We may do this with or without notice to you. We will not be liable for any changes made. We may use local telephone services or internet connection to support the DVR function. You are responsible for these charges. You are responsible for all disputes with any company related to these charges. If you paid a lifetime service fee, then we will not charge you for your DVR function if your service remains on the same account where you paid this fee. If you disconnect your DIRECTV service and later reconnect to the same account, we will not charge you any added fees for it. Section 2J. Video resolution. Video content resolution might vary. This could be based on the format of the content, your internet connection, the device screen configuration, the weather, your satellite reception, and/or other things. We use video optimizing technology to improve the service and video resolution, but we cannot guarantee a specific resolution in all cases. Section 3. Equipment and connectivity. Terms regarding equipment apply only to DIRECTV connected via satellite and DIRECTV connected via internet customers. You are not allowed to tamper with equipment or use equipment for any purpose other than as in accordance with these terms. You are not allowed to sell, transfer, or alter leased equipment. Section 3A. Phone and internet connectivity. Some equipment requires an internet connection to access certain parts of the service or third-party services. Certain functions like ordering PPV via your remote control may require an internet or phone connection to support them. We recommend a speed connection of at least 25 megabits per second for optimal performance. Your internet service provider or your wireless provider determines your internet connection and data speeds. We do not guarantee the availability of any service based on factors outside our control. Your use of the service and/or app might consume and impact your data usage. But this depends on the terms of your wireless or internet provider. DIRECTV connected via internet and MyFree DIRECTV customers. You are required to have an internet connection to receive the service and use all of the features. Section 3B. Limitation on viewing and devices. The number of content programs you can stream at the same time is limited. The number of devices you can use to view those streams is limited too. We may change these limitations at any time. For more information, please go to directv.com/support/internet/article/0000972250. When you set up a streaming device for the first time, that location will be set as your home network. We may limit your access to the service via the app through certain devices. This includes those devices connected to your home network. For information on the current limitations that apply to the service, go to directv.com/support/stream/article/KM1354360. For information on your home network, go to directv.com/support/stream/article/KM1433086. Section 3C. Access to the premises. You give DIRECTV and its subcontractors reasonable access to your premises to install your service and your equipment. If a technician is required to install your equipment, or you request a technician to install your equipment, this is known as installation. If you request or contract for repair or replacement services from us, then as part of that you grant us and our subcontractors access to your premises for that purpose. This is known as repair services. We may drill, cut, and otherwise alter parts of your premises like the walls, the flooring, the roof, and/or other surfaces in order to provide the installation or repair services. You allow any other adult resident or guest at your residence to grant this access to your premises for these purposes. If you do not own your residence or if you reside in a multi-tenant location, you must get permission from any necessary party for us to access and alter the premises and provide installation or repair services. A multi-tenant location includes, but is not limited to, an apartment, condominium, or private subdivision. A necessary party from whom you might get permission includes, but is not limited to, the owner, landlord, or building manager. Section 3D. Service to multiple TVs applies only to DIRECTV connected via satellite. If you want service on additional TVs in your residence, then you have two options. 1. You may purchase a separate subscription for each additional TV, or 2. You may pay a fee for each TV you connect. For more information about the applicable fee, such as the TV access fee or the lease fee, look at the DIRECTV fee schedule. You agree to provide true and accurate information about your service address. If we determine that your service address is not accurate, we may disconnect your service and/or charge you the full subscription price for the service received at other locations. DIRECTV connected via satellite customers. Mobile units. We provide service to mobile units. Mobile units include, but are not limited to, places like campers, boats, and other recreational vehicles. If you want service for additional TVs at your mobile unit, then you may purchase separate subscriptions for each additional TV. You may not pay a TV access fee for each additional TV. Section 3E. DIRECTV connected via satellite only. Section 3E1. Access card. You received a conditional access card as part of the equipment. It is known in these terms as an access card. We provide the software for it under the terms of the following license. The access card and software remain our property and are not transferable by you. License. The access card is meant to be inserted into your authorized DIRECTV receiver. You must use the access card only in its original condition and as intended. If you let us know that the access card was lost, damaged, defective, or stolen, we will replace it, as long as there is no evidence of unauthorized tampering with or modification to it and your account is in good standing. You may not tamper with or modify the access card. Doing so may result in criminal or civil action. You may not request access cards on behalf of other persons or for purposes other than lawful viewing of the service. Section 4. Cancellation. After your service ends, you must stop using the service. This includes uninstalling the app from your devices and deleting any other copy you have. If your equipment has the capability, you must sign out of your accounts from settings. You must also return the leased equipment to us. For more information on your leased equipment, please look at the Equipment Lease Agreement. Section 4A. Your cancellation methods. DIRECTV connected via Internet customers. You can chat with us online to cancel your service by going to www.directv.com, or you can call us at 800-531-5000 and speak to an agent to cancel your service. DIRECTV connected via satellite customers. You can call us at 800-531-5000 and speak to an agent to cancel your service. If you are a customer in a state that requires it, such as New York, Illinois, or Colorado, you may click to cancel online directv.com. My free DIRECTV customers. You don't need to cancel. If you don't want to receive the programming anymore, just uninstall the app from your devices and delete any other copy you have. Section 4B. What happens if you cancel? Your cancellation is effective on the last day of the billing cycle in which you cancel. The date your cancellation is effective is known as the effective date. There are some exceptions that may apply to certain promotional periods. These exceptions must be in writing. You will receive service through the effective date. You are responsible for payment of all outstanding balances. You will not receive a prorated credit or refund for any partial periods or content you did not watch when your service is canceled, unless prohibited by law. If you cancel your service or change your service package, you may be subject to an early termination fee if you agreed to a term commitment or failed to maintain the required programming package. For service sold only in blocks of 1 month or multiples of 1 month at a time, if you cancel such service, we will credit you only for full months not used. For example, if you subscribe for 12 months of such service and cancel in the 3rd month, we will credit you for months 4 through 12. But we will not credit any fees for months 1 through 3. Also, we will not credit seasonal sports subscriptions after the season starts unless we agree to provide such credits in writing. If you cancel your service, you are no longer entitled to receive any applicable credits, promotional offers, or discounts which offset some or all of the service price. We reserve the right to recoup prepaid credits. The provisions of these terms that naturally survive the cancellation of your service shall continue to survive and be applicable to you. DIRECTV connected via Internet customers. You can cancel your service within 14 days of purchase for any reason. You must cancel by 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the 14th day after purchase. If you do so, you will not be subject to the early termination fee. we will refund you the cost of your service. DIRECTV connected via satellite customers. You can cancel your service at any time prior to the installation of your equipment for any reason. If you do so, you will not be subject to the early termination fee. We will refund you the cost of your service. If you cancel your service after the installation of your equipment, you will be charged an early termination fee. Section 4C, DIRECTV's cancellation rights. We have the right to cancel your service and/or disable the software at any time for any reason. We may do this with or without notice to you. There are some circumstances where we may cancel your service because of your action. These include, but are not limited to, if you fail to pay the amount you owe to us on time, violate any significant provision of these terms, or act abusively toward our staff. If we cancel your service because of your action, you will still need to pay all outstanding balances. These may include an early termination fee. For more information, please look at Section 4E, Early Termination Fees. DIRECTV is not liable to you or any third party for compensation, indemnity, or damages of any kind when DIRECTV ends your service per these terms. Your service ending does not affect any rights or remedies that DIRECTV may have now or in the future. These terms and the dispute resolution by binding arbitration provision of these terms continue even after your service ends. Section 4D, Cancellation for bulk programming. If you live in a property that offers bulk programming, then we may disconnect, suspend, or terminate your bulk programming and your upgraded or a la carte programming in some situations. These situations include, but are not limited to, if your account is overdue or if your account is not in good standing with us. If the property disconnects, suspends, or terminates bulk programming, then we may disconnect, suspend, or terminate your a la carte or upgraded programming. Section 4E, Early Termination Fees. Applies only to DIRECTV connected via satellite and DIRECTV connected via internet customers. The ETF for all new customers or movers customers. If your service is canceled before the end of your term commitment, or if you do not maintain the minimum programming package requirement, then we will charge you an ETF. The maximum ETF is $480, prorated at $20 per month over 24 months. For instance, if a new customer with a 24-month term commitment cancels their subscription after 14 months, the ETF would be $200. 24-month term commitment minus 14 months equals 10 months remaining times $20 per month equals $200. The ETF for DIRECTV connected via satellite existing customers with new or upgraded leased equipment excludes movers customers. If your service is canceled before the end of your term commitment or you do not maintain the minimum programming package requirement, then we will charge you an ETF. The ETF is $10 per month for each remaining month left on your term commitment when your service is canceled. So, an existing DIRECTV connected via satellite customer with upgraded equipment shipped to them on a 12-month commitment who cancels DIRECTV service after 10 months would be charged an ETF of $20. 12-month term minus 10 months equals 2 months remaining times $10 per month. For more information, please go to the Equipment Lease Agreement. Section 5. Returning applicable equipment. Applies only to DIRECTV connected via satellite and DIRECTV connected via internet customers. Before returning equipment to DIRECTV, you must contact DIRECTV to disconnect your service or disconnect equipment. Section 5A. Equipment you need to return to us. Unless we instruct you otherwise in writing, you need to return all leased equipment or equipment included in your package price when your service is canceled. If you have owned equipment, you do not need to return it. DIRECTV connected via internet customers. If you cancel within 14 days of ordering service, you must return all equipment in order to get a full refund. If you signed up for service before July 27, 2023, you do not need to return the equipment included in the package price upon cancellation. Section 5B. How to return applicable equipment and how long to return it. DIRECTV connected via internet. If you cancel your service within the first 14 days of purchasing service, you must return your equipment within 14 days from when you received it if in person or it was shipped to you, in order to receive a full refund of the amount you paid, including any installments. If you do not do so, or if there is damage to the equipment, there is no refund for your equipment, and you will either be charged the full amount of any remaining installments to your payment method according to your retail installment agreement or a non-return fee. If you cancel your service after the first 14 days of purchasing service, if you have leased equipment, you have 14 days from the effective date to return your leased equipment. If you do not do so, or if there is damage to your equipment, we will charge you a non-return fee. There are no returns for owned equipment after 14 days of purchasing service. If you disconnect leased equipment but retain your service, you have 14 days from when you disconnect to return the leased equipment. If you do not yet have the leased equipment, then you have 14 days from the shipment date to return the leased equipment. If you do not do so, or if there is damage to the leased equipment, you will be charged a non-return fee. If you cancel an order for equipment but retain your service, you have 14 days from when you cancel the order to return the equipment. If you do not yet have the equipment, then you have 14 days from the shipment date to return the equipment. If you do not do so, or if there is damage to the equipment, there is no refund, and you will either be charged the full amount of any remaining installments to your payment method according to your retail installment agreement or a non-return fee. Equipment must be shipped back to DIRECTV via the United States Postal Service using the return label shipped with the equipment. If you do not have the return label, call DIRECTV at 800-531-5000 to request a return label. For more information regarding leased equipment, please look at the equipment lease agreement. DIRECTV connected via satellite customers. When your service is canceled, you have 21 days from the effective date to return the leased equipment. If you cancel an order for leased equipment but retain your service, you have 21 days from when you cancel the order to return the leased equipment. If you do not yet have the leased equipment, but it has already been shipped, then you have 21 days from the shipment date to return the leased equipment. If you disconnect leased equipment but retain your service, you have 21 days from when you disconnect to return the leased equipment. If you do not yet have the leased equipment, then you have 21 days from the shipment date to return the leased equipment. If you do not do so, or if there is damage to the leased equipment, you will be charged a non-return fee. If there is damage to your leased equipment or it is not returned on time, we will charge you a non-return fee. You may take your leased equipment to a FedEx office print and ship center or the UPS, United Parcel Service, store and provide your account number. You also have the option to contact DIRECTV at 800-531-5000 and request that we send you a box with a return label to return your leased equipment via the United States Postal Service. If you do not return the leased equipment within 21 days from the effective date, then we will charge you a non-return fee. For more information, please look at the equipment lease agreement. Section 6. Term. Applies only to DIRECTV connected via satellite and DIRECTV connected via internet customers. Term of commitment. There may be a 12 or 24-month term commitment for new customers. Your term commitment may change if you upgrade equipment, add more equipment to your account, or move your service to another address. For more information, please look at the equipment lease agreement. Section 7. Paying for service. Applies only to DIRECTV connected via satellite and DIRECTV connected via internet customers. Section 7A. Payment. You must pay your outstanding balance in full each month. You must pay the outstanding balance by the due date each month. You can find the due date on the bill or online on your account. Section 7B. Credits and refunds. If we refund any amounts in the form of bill credits, cash payments, or any other way, except for reducing a specific charge, those will include all applicable taxes, fees, and surcharges that were initially paid on those amounts. But if the credit amounts are not related to the price paid for any product or service, like customer loyalty rewards, they will not result in a refund of any previously paid taxes, fees, or surcharges. If the service is part of an offer through which you receive credits offsetting all or part of the service price, such credits will be applied before the end of your promotional period. Interim payments may be required. If you cancel your service, you are no longer entitled to receive these credits, and we reserve the right to recoup prepaid credits. When canceling your service, we will review your account and refund any overpayments you may have paid that are not related to regular service charges. Section 7C. Auto renewal information. We will automatically renew your service each month until you cancel. Also, we will renew subscriptions you subscribe to through us. This includes, but is not limited to, monthly, annual, and seasonal sports subscriptions. We will renew so long as we continue to offer the subscription. Section 7D. Payment methods. When you choose a payment method, you authorize us to charge it for various things. These things include, but are not limited to, the cost of your service, the costs related to your equipment, and any fees outlined in the DIRECTV fee schedule. and they may include any outstanding amounts on your account after your service is canceled. You must keep your payment method up to date. You must let us know of any changes. This could include, but is not limited to, a change in account information or expiration date. If needed, DIRECTV can receive updated card information from your financial institution. You can view your account information and your payments online by logging in with your user ID and password. No payment in full notation or other restrictive endorsement written on your payments will restrict our ability to collect all amounts owed by you to us. We may require deposits or advance payments for services. These may be used to cover initial bills, unpaid balances on your account, or as the law allows. You might need to prepay for certain services. Interest will not be paid on advance payments or deposits, unless required by the law. Based on your creditworthiness, we may require a non-refundable fee to establish service. We may set limits and restrict service or features based on our discretion. If your account balance exceeds the deposit or advance payment amount, then your service may be interrupted or suspended until you bring it below the limit. Charges beyond the deposit or advance payment amount become immediately due. DIRECTV connected via Internet customers. We will automatically charge your payment method on the same day you activate the service or the 15th day after you sign up for service, whichever comes first. This is known as your renewal date. But if your renewal date falls on the 29th, 30th, or 31st of a month, then we will charge your payment method on the first day of the next month. If your payment method fails, we may try it again over the next 30 days. As soon as 4 days after your payment first fails, we may suspend, reduce, or cancel your service. If you have not paid by your next renewal date, then we will cancel your service. For more info, look at Section 4, Cancellation. DIRECTV connected via satellite customers. We will bill you in advance for all services and equipment you order. We will do this until your service is canceled. The billing start date for your service will be the day equipment is installed or when you access the service, whichever is first. We will send you a statement at the end of each billing cycle. This is usually once every 30 days. We will send it regardless of your account balance. It will show payments, credits, purchases, account charges, amount owed, and payment due date. If we get 2 or more return bill invoices for the same or consecutive invoices, then we will switch to electronic delivery if we have your email address on file. Section 7E. Concerns about your statement. If you have concerns about your statement, contact us immediately at directv.com/support or call us at 800-531-5000. We will try to resolve any concerns promptly. Section 7F. Auto Bill Pay. If you are enrolled in Auto Bill Pay, we will automatically charge your payment method each month to pay your bill or outstanding balance. If your service is disconnected, then we will automatically charge your payment method for any unpaid balances on your account. To cancel Auto Bill Pay, you must call us at 800-531-5000. DIRECTV connected via Internet customers. Auto Bill Pay is required for customers with DIRECTV connected via Internet to get service. If you do not want Auto Bill Pay, we will cancel your service. DIRECTV connected via satellite customers. You may choose to enroll in Auto Bill Pay. Canceling Auto Bill Pay does not cancel your service. Section 7G. Fees. We may charge monthly recurring, transactional, and other specific fees, but we only charge them if they apply to you. These may include, but are not limited to, the ETF, leased equipment non-return fees, and installment payments. They also may include other fees stated in the DIRECTV fee schedule. We may introduce new fees or make changes to existing ones. You agree to pay the fees listed in the DIRECTV fee schedule. For more information on current fees, look at the DIRECTV fee schedule. Section 7H. Price changes. We have the right to change any of our pricing, fees, or related charges. We can do this in our sole discretion. We will notify you of any of these changes at the email or the mailing address registered with your account, except as otherwise provided by these terms. Section 7I. Collection costs. If you do not pay the amounts you owe us, then we may refer your account to a third-party collections agency, or we could attempt to collect the debt directly. You will be responsible for any reasonable costs and fees we incur during the collection process, as allowed by law. Section 8. Account access and passwords. Section 8A. Access and passwords. You must keep your password for your account private. You are fully responsible for activities that happen under your password and account. This includes for all charges or other costs that result from actions made on your account or with your password. Section 8B, Online Account and Digital Access Functionality. You can access and manage your account online at DIRECTV.com. We use technology to make accessing your account easier for you. This technology recognizes you and lets you access your account without the need to retype your password or other identification each time. Your viewing history is part of your account. Your viewing history may include, but is not limited to, when you log in and your PPV purchases. As the account owner, you are responsible for making sure unauthorized users do not access your account through this function. Section 8C, Authorized Users. Authorized users are adults you authorize to manage your account. You can authorize them by sharing your confidential account password with them. You also may update your account information to name them as an authorized user. You are responsible for activities on your account made by an authorized user. This includes any charges or other costs that result from their actions. You are not required by us to have an authorized user on your account. If you do name an authorized user, then make sure they know the account password. You or your authorized users must provide your account password to perform most account management functions over the phone. You must let us know right away if your password is compromised or if you want to remove an authorized user from your account. If you do not let us know, then you continue to be responsible for any actions on your account. Section 8D, Account and Service Security. We have the right to change security settings and impose security requirements to protect against fraud, unauthorized access, and suspicious account activity, among other things. We may do these things at any time. We may set up policies to prevent theft, fraudulent activity, or unauthorized access to the service. These could include, but are not limited to, limiting the number of subscriptions associated with the same payment method, email address, or other identifying data. If we suspect any fraudulent or abusive behavior, then we may suspend or cancel your service. We may do this without prior notice to you. We have the right to make this decision on our own. Any suspension or termination will not affect any other right or remedies we may have. Section 9. Viewing restrictions and parental controls. It is your responsibility to set limits on what you think is appropriate content for your family members or guests. We are not responsible for the content of our programming. For more information on parental controls, locks, limits, and password protection, please go to DIRECTV.com. If someone is under the applicable age of majority, they can still utilize the service with the involvement of a parent or legal guardian under that parent or guardian's account and following these terms. Any use of the service under your account, authorized or not, will be considered as your use. You agree that all users of your service, including minors, will follow these terms. You are responsible for ensuring that all use of the service under your account follows these terms. The service may include content that some might find offensive, indecent, explicit, or objectionable. We may offer certain features, like parental control features, to limit access to specific content, but we cannot guarantee their effectiveness or continuous availability. DIRECTV and its licensors will not be liable to you for such content or features. Content types, genres, categories, and descriptions are provided for your convenience, but their accuracy is not guaranteed. Section 10. Software License Grant and Use Restrictions. Section 10A, License Grant. Subject to your compliance with these terms, DIRECTV grants you a personal, revocable, non-exclusive, non-transferable, limited right to install, as applicable, and use the software on your equipment, mobile device, streaming device, or other computing device to access the service for private viewing of content. DIRECTV has the right to modify, update, and otherwise alter the software through downloads or other methods. You are required to use the most current software. If you install, download, and/or use third-party apps on your equipment, you are bound by the terms associated with those third-party apps. The software may include third-party software that is subject to open-source license terms, open-source software. You are bound by the license terms for that open-source software, which control in the event of a conflict with these terms. Information regarding the open-source software included in the software can be found at directv.com/opensource. Section 10B, Restrictions on Use. You must not, and you must not let others a. Decompile, reverse engineer, change, create derivative works, disassemble, derive the source code of, or decrypt the software or the content for any purpose. B. Generate revenue or create a product from the software or content. C. Use the software or content on more than the number of devices permitted by these terms. D. Tamper with security measures or protective components of the software or the content. E. Reproduce, modify, or archive content, except as permitted through the DVR function. These restrictions continue even after your service is canceled. Section 10C. Rights to software. The software and all associated copyrights, patents, trademarks, trade secrets, and other intellectual property rights belong to DIRECTV or its collaborators, licensors, or suppliers. The software is licensed to you, not sold, and remains the property of DIRECTV. DIRECTV, its collaborators, licensors, and suppliers have the right to change, suspend, terminate, or disable access to the software without notice. Except as stated in these terms, no intellectual property rights in the software, service, or content are granted to you, and all rights are reserved by DIRECTV. Section 11. Intellectual property rights. DIRECTV marks. The names and logos of DIRECTV are trademarks owned by DIRECTV. They are known as the DIRECTV marks. Some examples of the DIRECTV marks include, but are not limited to DIRECTV, Genie, Gemini, and DIRECTV Stream. You can use the DIRECTV marks under license from DIRECTV, but you are not allowed to use them or any other branded material in advertising, publicity, or any other commercial or public manner without the prior written consent from DIRECTV. This consent may be withheld for any reason. These obligations continue even after your service is canceled. Section 12. Third-party content and services. Section 12A. We are not responsible for third-party content and services. Your use of third-party content and services is at your own risk. The software or service might allow you to access third-party content and services, which may have their own terms of use and privacy policies. While we might provide opportunities to connect or access third-party content and services, we do not control or provide support for them. We do not make any representation or warranty about the safety or quality of them either. We do not investigate, endorse, or take responsibility for the third-party content and services. We have the right to restrict or deny access to any third-party content and services available through the software or service. We are not liable for any harm or losses related to your connection to, access to, use, or misuse of the third-party content and services. For customer service, repairs, and support for third-party content and services, you should contact the third-party provider. Section 12B. Google Services. When you perform a search using the Gemini and Gemini Air devices or their remote control, you are using Google's search service. Google may prioritize search results based on whether the content you are searching for is available on our service. The remote has a microphone-enabled feature for searching. You can activate it by pressing the microphone button. Google handles the collection and use of information from your search queries. This is governed by the Google privacy policy. We may also collect and use your search query information. We will do so per the terms of the DIRECTV Video Apps Device Privacy Policy. You can find a copy of it at directv.com/privacy/directv-video-apps-privacy-policy. Google might collect information about your network, which includes your Wi-Fi network. Google uses this information to ensure their applications and services on the device work properly, diagnose technical issues, and for other purposes. Section 12C. Google Play Store and in-app purchases. Your equipment may allow you to access to many services and applications. Some of these give you the ability to purchase games, movies, and services through third-party applications or the Google Play storefront. If you make the purchase through a third-party application, it is called an in-app purchase. Some third-party applications and storefronts may offer the option to charge your purchase to your DIRECTV account as a payment method. If you choose this option, your account will be charged at the time of the purchase. The amount and frequency of charges will be shown to you before making a purchase. You are responsible for all charges made by anyone using your equipment. You can access your purchase transaction history on your DIRECTV account. You should review it to ensure the accuracy of all charges. If there are any unauthorized purchases, you may contest them and seek refunds. but we may restrict content purchases or cancel the service of those who misuse the refund option or abuse this feature. Section 12D. Nielsen. The software and service might work with the Nielsen company's Nielsen measurement software, which allows Nielsen to measure how you interact with the content in the software. Like Nielsen's TV ratings, this helps contribute to market research. If you want to learn more about your choices concerning Nielsen measurement and how to opt out of having your content interactions measured by Nielsen, follow these steps. For iOS devices. 1. Go to Settings in the app. 2. Select About. 3. Select Nielsen measurement. 4. Follow the instructions to opt out. For Android devices. 1. Go to Settings. 2. Select Nielsen measurement. And 3. Click on the applicable link to opt out. Remember, if you want to opt out, you must follow the above steps on each of your devices. Section 13. Dispute Resolution. Section 13A. Summary. We aim to make you happy as a customer, but if a dispute arises, DIRECTV and you agree to resolve it using the process described below. Read this provision carefully. It requires you and US to resolve disputes individually in binding arbitration or small claims court with limited exception and includes a waiver of class actions and jury trials. References in Section 13, Dispute Resolution to DIRECTV, include our past, present, and future parents, subsidiaries, affiliates, and related entities, as well as DIRECTV's and all those entities' officers, agents, employees, licensors, predecessors in interest, successors, and assigns. References in Section 13, Dispute Resolution, to you, include your past, present, and future agents, heirs, successors, and assigns, and all authorized or unauthorized users or beneficiaries of our services or products under past, present, or future agreements between you and DIRECTV. Section 13B. DIRECTV and you agree to arbitrate most disputes. DIRECTV and you agree to arbitrate all disputes between you and us, except for claims arising from bodily injury or death. This agreement is to be broadly interpreted and includes claims that arose before this or any prior agreement between you and us, for example, advertising claims, and claims DIRECTV and you may have after you cancel your service. DIRECTV and you also agree to arbitrate claims relating in any way to us that either you or any users or beneficiaries of your DIRECTV service may have against our past, present, and future parents, subsidiaries, affiliates, employees, agents, or assigns. This arbitration agreement is governed by the Federal Arbitration Act. All issues are for the arbitrator to decide except for the following, which are for a court to decide. 1. Issues related to scope and enforceability of this Section 13. Dispute resolution. 2. Whether a dispute can or must be brought in arbitration. 3. A dispute as to whether a claim is within the jurisdictional limits of small claims court. And 4. Whether Sections 13D, 13E, 13F, 13H, and 13I have been complied with. Notwithstanding the foregoing, a party may seek monetary damages for non-compliance with Sections 13D, 13E, and 13F in arbitration. Section 13C, Small Claims Court instead of arbitration, is an option. Either DIRECTV or you can elect to have a claim heard in Small Claims Court instead of arbitration, so long as the claim isn't removed or appealed to a court of general jurisdiction. Section 13D, Information required before beginning arbitration. Before you or DIRECTV start an arbitration, that person must first send the other a complete notice of dispute, notice. A form notice containing all required information can be found at directv.com/arbitration-forms. Before arbitration can begin, all information requested in the form must be provided, whether you use the form or not, and the parties must comply with Section 13E. Time to resolve the claim. You must mail the notice to DIRECTV LLC, care of CT Corporation, 1209 Orange Street, Wilmington, Delaware, 19801. If we want to bring an arbitration against you, we will mail the notice to you at your billing address on file. Section 13E. Time to resolve the claim. Whoever sends the notice must give the other 60 days from the date the notice is received to investigate and try to settle the claim. During the 60-day period, which can be extended by agreement. Either you or DIRECTV may request a phone call or video conference to discuss individual resolution at a mutually agreeable time, which can be after the 60-day period. You and a DIRECTV representative must personally participate in this phone call or video conference, unless otherwise agreed in writing. Your and our lawyers, if any, also can participate. Any applicable statute of limitations and contractual limitations period will be told for the claims and requested relief in the notice during this 60-day period and during any agreed extension of that period. Section 13F, Beginning Arbitration. Information about arbitration and how to start one is available at adr.org/support and directv.com/arbitration-information. You must send a copy of your arbitration demand to the address in Section 13D, Information Required before beginning arbitration. You cannot begin arbitration if you skip any of the requirements of Sections 13D, Information Required before beginning arbitration, and 13E, Time to resolve the claim. 1. Providing a notice with all required information. 2. Providing 60 days to assess your claim. And 3, if requested, personally participating in a call or video conference about resolving your claim. We also must follow these steps before bringing an arbitration against you. The party initiating arbitration and their counsel must provide a certification of compliance with these requirements to the American Arbitration Association, AAA, with the demand for arbitration. A court can enjoin the filing or prosecuting of an arbitration if any of these requirements aren't met. Unless prohibited by law, the arbitration provider shall not accept or administer arbitration unless these requirements are met. The party submitting the demand for arbitration and their counsel, if represented, certifies that they have complied with the requirements of Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11b, including that the claim and relief sought is neither frivolous nor brought for an improper purpose. The arbitrator is authorized to impose all relief available under the AAA rules, defined below, Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11, and applicable federal and state laws against represented parties and their counsel. Section 13G, Arbitration Procedures. The arbitration will be governed by the then-current Consumer Arbitration Rules, AAA rules of the AAA, as modified by this Section 13, Dispute Resolution, and administered by the AAA. If the AAA can't or won't administer the arbitration in accordance with this Section 13, Dispute Resolution, will agree to another administrator or ask a court to pick one. If DIRECTV and you can't agree, that will do so. That determination is final, and you and we agree that neither a court nor an arbitrator shall have the authority to revisit it. Unless DIRECTV and you agree otherwise, any hearings will take place in the county or parish of your billing address. The arbitrator can award the same damages and relief that a court can award under applicable law. An arbitrator's ruling is not binding in any proceeding involving another customer. The arbitrator's award may be entered in any court having jurisdiction over the parties only if necessary for purposes of enforcing the arbitrator's award. An arbitrator's award that has been fully satisfied shall not be entered in any court. Section 13J, Resolving Mass Arbitration Filings. If 25 or more claimants submit notices raising similar claims and are represented by the same or coordinated counsel and seek to file arbitrations, and you are one of the claimants, you agree to this stage process. You agree to this process by choosing to participate in a mass arbitration and understand that the adjudication of your claim might be delayed and ultimately proceed in court. In the first stage, each side shall select 50 cases, 100 cases total, to be filed in arbitration and resolved individually by different arbitrators selected in accordance with Section 13G, Arbitration Procedures. In the meantime, no other cases may be filed in arbitration, and the AAA shall not accept, administer, or demand payment of fees for arbitrations commenced in violation of this Section 13J, Resolving Mass Arbitration Filings. If there are fewer than 100 cases total, then all shall proceed individually. If a case is withdrawn prior to the issuance of an arbitration award, then another claim shall be selected to proceed in its place as part of this stage. The arbitrators are encouraged to resolve the cases as swiftly as possible, consistent with fairness to the parties. After the conclusion of the first stage of 100 arbitrations, both sides will participate in a global mediation session of all remaining claims with a retired federal or state court judge, and we will pay the mediator's fee. If any claims remain after the second stage mediation, Each remaining claim shall be opted out of arbitration and may only proceed in a court of competent jurisdiction consistent with the remainder of this agreement, including Section 13I. Individual relief, class action waiver, jury trial waiver. Notwithstanding the foregoing, counsel for the parties may mutually agree in writing to proceed with the adjudication of some or all the remaining claims in individual arbitrations consistent with the second stage process. Except cases shall be randomly selected and mediation shall be elective by agreement of counsel for the parties, or through another mutually agreeable process. If this Section 13J, resolving mass arbitration filings, applies to a notice, any statute of limitations applicable to the claims set forth in that notice will be told from the time the first cases are selected for stage proceedings until that notice is selected for a stage proceeding, withdrawn, opted out of arbitration, or otherwise resolved. A court will have the authority to enforce this Section 13J, resolving mass arbitration filings, including by enjoining the mass filing, prosecution, or administration of arbitrations, or the assessment or collection of AAA fees. Section 13J, resolving mass arbitration filings, and each of its requirements are essential parts of this arbitration provision. If, after exhaustion of all appeals, a court of competent jurisdiction decides that Section 13J, resolving mass arbitration filings, applies to your claim and is not enforceable, then your claim shall not proceed in arbitration and shall only proceed in a court of competent jurisdiction consistent with the remainder of the agreement, including Section 13I, individual relief, class action waiver, jury trial waiver. Section 13K, if DIRECTV changes this arbitration provision, you may reject any changes we may make to Section 13, dispute resolution, by sending written notice within 30 days of your first notice of changes to the address provided above in Section 13D. Information required before beginning arbitration. Your written notice must include your name, email and physical address, phone number, account number, and a statement personally signed by you that you wish to reject the changes to Section 13, dispute resolution. This is not a rejection of arbitration altogether. If you reject future changes, you agree to arbitrate under this provision. Section 14. Disclaimer of warranties. We provide the service on an as-is and as-available basis. Your use of or reliance upon the service is your choice and at your own risk. This part applies except to the extent prohibited by law. DIRECTV and our employees, collaborators, suppliers, and licensors disclaim any representations, warranties, and guarantees, whether express or implied, regarding the service. This includes, but is not limited to, the implied warranties of merchantability, fitness for a particular purpose, satisfactory quality, title, and non-infringement of third-party rights. DIRECTV and our employees, collaborators, suppliers, and licensors do not warrant that the service will be uninterrupted, accurate, reliable, or timely, nor that the service will be secure, free from viruses or other harmful components, or error-free. DIRECTV and our employees, collaborators, suppliers, and licensors are not liable to you for any losses that result from compatibility or interoperability problems of the services with your device or any other piece of hardware, software, or equipment. This Section 14 disclaimer of warranties will continue after your service is canceled. Section 15. Limitation of liabilities. This part applies except to the extent prohibited by law. DIRECTV, its collaborators, suppliers or licensors, and their officers, directors, employees, and agents are not liable for accidents, property damage, personal injury, death, or for any indirect, incidental, consequential, punitive, special, or exemplary damages arising out of or in connection with or relating to the sale or distribution of, the performance or non-performance, or your access or use of or inability to access or use the access card, app, equipment, software, or service. This is the case whether or not the damages were foreseeable. This is the case whether or not they were advised of the possibility of such damages. Without limiting the generality of this, DIRECTV's total liability to you, whether under contract, tort, statute, or otherwise, shall not exceed the greater of 1. The fee you paid for your initial month's subscription to the service, 2. The aggregate amount you paid to DIRECTV for the service during the 1 month preceding the date that the claim arises, or 3. $2. These limitations will apply even if the above stated remedy fails of its essential purpose. This Section 15, limitation of liability, will continue after your service is canceled. Some states or jurisdictions do not allow the exclusion or limitation of consequential or other damages. In that case, the above limitation may not fully apply to you. Section 16. Indemnification. You agree to indemnify, defend, and hold harmless DIRECTV and our past, present, and future parents, subsidiaries, affiliates, and related entities, the indemnified parties, from and against any claims, proceedings, losses, damages, fines, penalties, interests, and expenses, including attorney's costs, that arise from or are related to the following. 1. Your use of the service, equipment, software, or third-party content and services. 2. Any breach of these terms by you. 3. Any violation of law by you. 4. Any negligence or willful misconduct or wrongdoing by you. 5. Failing to update your contact information accurately, including claims under the Telephone Consumer Protection Act or similar state laws and regulations. Or 6. Any violation of the rights of a third party by you. If you become aware of any third-party claims related to your use of the software or service, you must promptly let DIRECTV know in writing. These responsibilities continue even after your service is canceled. Section 17. Communications. The following provisions continue to apply even after your service is canceled. Section 17A. DIRECTV's contact information. You may contact us online at directv.com/support or by calling 800-531-5000. You can follow the automated prompts to speak to an agent. Call hours are from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern on Monday through Friday. Call hours are from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Call hours are subject to change. For DIRECTV connected via satellite customers, technical support is available 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Technical support hours are subject to change. If your DIRECTV service bill comes from a party other than DIRECTV or its authorized agents, you should still contact DIRECTV for any questions related to your DIRECTV service. But if your questions concern payment issues, due dates, or non-DIRECTV items on your bill, contact the party that provides your bill. Their contact info should be on your bill. Section 17B. Your contact information. You or an authorized user must provide your current contact information. Contact information may include, but is not limited to, your name, your phone number, your cell phone number, your email address, the address where you get mail, or the address of your residence. You must have authority to consent to communications using the phone numbers or email addresses you provide. You are responsible for making sure the contact information is true, accurate, and up to date. Section 17C. Notice. We will consider you to have notice when it has been 1. Personally delivered to the mailing address or residence address you provided to us. We may send it through the U.S. mail, but are not limited to that. Or 2. Delivered in your bill by whatever method you pick for delivery. Or 3. Sent via internet to the email address you provided to us. Or 4. Sent to your receiver. Or 5. Delivered as a voice message that is left at the telephone number you provided to us for your account. Or 6. Through other appropriate mechanisms. If the delivery method on file fails more than once, we may use other methods. These communications will satisfy any applicable legal notice requirement, unless prohibited by law. For notices to us, we will consider them given when we receive them at the telephone number on the first page of these terms, unless the notice is required to be in writing by another part of these terms. Section 17D. Communications with you. This part applies except to the extent prohibited by law. You agree that DIRECTV or its current and future employees, assignees, and others acting on our behalf can contact you for service, billing, and transactional purposes. As specified in this section, they may use any phone number, email address, mailing address, or residence address that you have provided to us. If you give us your phone number or your cell phone number, then you agree we may call you about your service. These calls may include business, informational, or collections calls. These calls may be pre-recorded messages, or they may be placed with an automatic telephone dialing equipment such as an automated system for the selection or dialing of telephone numbers or a predictive dialer. Even if your telephone number is registered on the National Do Not Call Registry, you agree to these non-marketing communications. You agree that we may also send you service or account-related text messages, like SMS or MMS, using any means, including an automated system that sends preset messages. We would only send these to cell phone numbers you provide for your account. Data and text rates may apply to each text sent or received depending on your wireless plan. You agree that DIRECTV or its current or future employees, assignees, and others acting on our behalf, for example, outside collection agencies, can send you email, push notifications, chat, or other electronic messages at any time of day to any phone number or email address associated with your service, using any means, including an automated system that sends preset messages. Service providers may contact you for service, billing, and transactional purposes. They may use any phone number, email address, mailing address, or residence address that you have provided to us. You agree that DIRECTV and our current and future employees, assignees, and others acting on our behalf, for example, outside collection agencies, may monitor, record, retain, or transcribe any telephone calls, emails, chats, or other communications, regardless of the medium, with you, your agents, any user of your service, or any phone number, email, or IP address associated with your account. You are not required to agree to receive promotional communications to subscribe any DIRECTV service. Promotional and account-related communications from DIRECTV are free and do not require purchase for participation. You can unsubscribe from promotional emails, calls, or messages by following the unsubscribe options in the communication or in the DIRECTV privacy policy. For more information about your rights and choices regarding how we communicate with you, go to directv.com/privacy/privacy-center. DIRECTV reserves the right to cancel or suspend any method of communication with you, in whole or in part, for any reason, with or without notice to you. We will not be liable if you fail to receive any communication sent to the phone numbers, email, or physical addresses registered with your account, unless you inform us in writing about a change to this information. We will also not be liable for any issues arising from your use or inability to use any communications options provided by DIRECTV. Section 18. Miscellaneous. The following provisions continue to apply even after your service is canceled. Section 18A. Governing law and limitation on actions. These terms are governed by the laws of the state where DIRECTV service is provided to you, except to the extent state law is preempted or inconsistent with applicable federal law. To the fullest extent allowed by law, any legal claims related to these terms, the software, the equipment, the service, or your use of the equipment or service must commence within 1 year from when the claim arises, as stated in the dispute resolution provision. Otherwise, the claim is permanently barred. Section 18B. Severability. If any part of these terms is found to be invalid or unenforceable, then that part shall be removed from the rest of the parts, unless it can be interpreted in a manner consistent with applicable law to closely reflect the original intentions of these terms. The remaining parts will stay in full force and effect. Section 18C. Waiver. Except as stated in these terms, if a party fails to exercise a right or enforce an obligation under these terms, it does not affect their ability to do so later. Waiving a breach does not mean waiving any subsequent breach. Section 18D. Export control, lawful use. The software and the service are intended only for individuals located in the United States, excluding Puerto Rico and U.S. Virgin Islands. You agree that you will access the software or the service only while in the United States. You will not attempt to access the software or service from any other location or through proxy servers in any other location. You may not export or re-export the software except as authorized by United States law and the laws of the jurisdiction where the software was obtained. We may use technology to verify your geographic location. We will block access if we determine that you are outside of the United States. You may not use the software or service in any way prohibited by United States law, regardless of where you use the software, or B, by local law, in the jurisdictions where you use it. Section 18E. U.S. government use. The software and its related documentation are commercial items under 48 CFR Section 2.101, which includes commercial computer software and commercial computer software documentation. Under 48 CFR Section 12.212 or 48 CFR Section 227.7202. consistent with 48 CFR Section 12.212 or 48 CFR Section 227.7202-1 through 227.7202-4. They are licensed to U.S. government end users as commercial items. They have the same rights as are granted as all other end users pursuant to the terms and conditions herein. Section 18F. Performance or benchmark testing. You may not disclose the results of any benchmark test using the software to any third party unless you have DIRECTV's prior written approval. Section 18G. Modification or amendment. The most recent terms apply to your DIRECTV service use. This is true even if the software version through which you use the service has a different version of these terms. DIRECTV may modify or amend these terms at any time. We will do so by posting a copy of the updated terms at directv.com/rts. We will notify you of material changes through mail or email. For more information on notice, please go to Section 17C, Notice. By continuing to use DIRECTV service after the updated terms are available on the website, you are agreeing to those changes. You have the right to cancel your service. You may be subject to an early termination fee. For more information on canceling, please go to Section 4, Cancellation. Section 18H, Third-Party Beneficiaries. DIRECTV's licensors and suppliers are intended third-party beneficiaries of these license terms, as applicable. TiVo Inc., a Delaware corporation with its principal place of business at 2160 Gold Street, Alviso, California, 95002, is an intended third-party beneficiary for TiVo software in the leased equipment. These license provisions are made expressly for the benefit of TiVo and are enforceable by TiVo in addition to DIRECTV. Except as explicitly provided in these terms or in the incorporated agreements, nothing in these terms confers rights, benefits, obligations, liabilities, or remedies upon any person other than the parties to these terms. Section 18I. Transfer and assignment. You may not transfer your rights or obligations under these terms. Any attempted transfer in breach of these terms shall be null and void. DIRECTV may assign these terms without restriction. We may assign your account and these terms to any third party for any purpose. Such purpose could include, but is not limited to, the collection of unpaid amounts, or in the event of an acquisition, reorganization, merger, or sale of substantially all of DIRECTV's assets to another entity. We do not need to give you notice. You agree to such assignment. You must continue making all required payments according to your billing statement, unless notified otherwise. Section 18J, Survival. Any part of these terms that are intended to continue even after your service is canceled will do so. Section 18K, Entire Agreement. Your entire agreement about the use of equipment, software, and service may be comprised by any or all of the following. 1. These terms, and 2. The DIRECTV fee schedule, and 3. The DIRECTV equipment lease agreement, and 4. The consent to electronic delivery of disclosures. 5. Other agreements related to the equipment, the software, or the service, which may include, but are not limited to other lease, activation, programming, or service commitment agreements. The entire agreement supersedes all prior or contemporaneous understandings regarding such subject matter. No salesperson or other representative is authorized to change these terms. This has been a reading of the DIRECTV Residential Terms of Service, effective as of October 29, 2024, until replaced. A link to the full text can be found in the video's description. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.